right, everybody, one last session here. One last session of calendaring for a healthier you. How do we calendar to make our lives healthier? How do we calendar to make our lives all that they need to be? I would submit to you this, that there is no more powerful tool at your fingertips than your calendar. There's nothing more powerful in your life than your calendar. If you don't keep a calendar currently, it'll run away on you. There'll be people that'll demand your time. There are things that'll demand your energy and your focus. There are things that'll suck your creativity and get to a place where you'll be so busy you'll have no margin to do the things that you want to do the things that God designed for you to do, to function in the personality that you're meant to function in. And so we need a calendar for a better you because it's biblical, which we talked about in session 1. Because you have the power to say the words and write down the words that can change your life and sometimes somebody else's life. Be it exercise, be it a class, be it worship, be it go to sleep. And it's important for you to have a system in which to do it. So we talked about calendaring your priorities in the last one. I want to really drill down on system a little bit here today. I use currently Google Calendar. Here's my Google Calendar. I don't know if that's going to come into focus there, but you can see kind of how I calendar on a weekly basis. That yellow stream right there in the beginning is Bible and prayer. Every morning, same time, Bible and prayer. Whether that's me reading one verse or a whole chapter or spending a half an hour reading my Bible, every day at the same time in the morning, I read my Bible. And I have like a personal color. For me, it's yellow. For me, it's the yellow bars are my personal stuff. In the afternoon, at a certain time every afternoon, my alarm goes off for exercise. We talked about that earlier, if health is a part of your journey, then health needs to be something at your calendar. And then I have other things in here that I need to do. I have videos that I need to film every week. I have Monday's my busy day, so where I said I just do busy work, it doesn't take a lot of thought or creativity. So I have certain meetings that I have that day. I have certain things like I have I go to the bank every Monday morning. That's just kind of part of my routine that I do. Tuesday mornings is a creative space where I turn off my phone and I just spend time creating content like this for you all. I have certain action items and steps that I take every week. An order of service for my teaching and preaching team. I have certain things that I do at the end of the week that I have to get ready for the service on Sunday. I have certain emails that I send out on a week in, week out basis, and I have time that I set up for that. But I think one of the most important things you can put in your calendar, number one is worship, and then number two is when do I calendar? That sounds crazy, right? But the calendar has the power to change your life and to change your schedule and to change your routine and to make you a healthier person. So when is the time that you calendar? Is it a Monday morning, like it usually is for me? Is it a Sunday night? Is it end of the week, Friday, preparing for the next week? Because you got to get out ahead of your calendar sometimes. Like I always use this example with our interns. What if there's a conference coming up and you know that I'm going to be gone for 3 days at a conference? How are you going to schedule your rest either before or after that conference? Because you're going to be tired when that conference is over. So you got to schedule your rest first. You got to schedule your priorities first. You got to schedule your family time first, especially somebody like me who has a wife and 5 children. When I'm scheduling out my rest time around a big event, I really have to be intentional with it, that I'm not going to let myself get distracted by the busyness of the event or by something that's going to happen through the event. And I have to schedule rest time either before or after it, where my family, who deserves my time as my number one ministry, gets the time that I want to give it. And so I have calls on here that I make on a regular basis. I have meetings that I have here on a regular basis. And I get a place where like my whole day can look, let's look at a day here for me, just for grin. So let's look at today is a Tuesday that I'm filming this. Bible and prayer was there in the morning. And it's creative time pretty much all day. So after I'm done with this, I have another creative thing that I'm going to create space for. I have a call or two in my calendar that I create space for. I have exercise in the time. And then family time tonight where I'll be shutting everything down, and it's Tuesday evening and it'll be focused in on family, no sports, no activities, no church activities. Maybe I'll even sneak in a date night. In fact, that's a great thing. If you're a spouse or you have a significant other that you're thinking about marriage with, Put your date night in your calendar. In fact, do that when you do your priority stuff, your rest, your worship, your Bible study, your exercise, date nights. Put that in your calendar. Do you know if it's in your calendar, men, this is a really good tip for you. If it's in your calendar on Thursday nights is date night, guess what you're going to probably do on Thursday night? You're going to look at your calendar for the day and you're going to go, oh, I even have a built-in physical reminder to spend time with my spouse. It is a great thing. Your calendar has the potential to make you a healthier person, but you have to embrace it. In fact, maybe that's what I want to really encourage you guys to here is to embrace this thing, embrace this calendar. In fact, almost everybody who's going to watch this, I'm betting, has a smartphone or has a tablet or has a laptop that they're watching it on. And you are going to have your calendar right there in front of you. It's right there. You don't have to carry around a little notepad. You don't have to have, a notebook like this or a big calendar on your desk. All those things are great if you're a very visual person, you need a visual reminder. But Google Calendar, iCalendar, you can color code everything like I do. I've color coded for my personal stuff, exercise, Bible study, prayer. Meetings have a certain color. Creative space has a certain color. Time when other people are in the office. I even do that. Like I'll take other people's calendars from my staff here, and I will put them in my calendar so I know when they're planning on being around, so that I know I might get distracted in those moments from them just being in the same vicinities with me. So use the calendar as your friend. If you have Google Calendar, in fact, at the beginning of the day, your Google Calendar will actually tell you, here's all the stuff coming up for the day. It'll send you an email. The very first part of your day, I think you can schedule when that email comes to your inbox if you need that. So what I'm telling you is that Google or iCal or whatever it is, the goal is for you to work that system to become the healthiest person you can be. Make sure you use the power of those words so you can be the healthiest person that you can be. And make sure that here's the great thing. Accountability tends to ratchet up our ability to follow through on things. I don't know if you know that, but accountability ratchets up our ability to follow through on things. So if you have a spouse, share your calendar with them so that you're accountable to one another and so that you don't have conflicts in your calendar. Maybe you've had marital difficulties because of calendaring issues. And begin to realize that you might have to say no to some things so you can say yes to some things. We talked about that a little bit, but I know it's kind of been a theme through this. But in order to be healthy, you have to sometimes say no to some things so you can say yes to some things. You might have to say no to your kid playing 3 sports. They may only be able to play 1 sport at a time because family time, rest, date nights, exercise, going to your small group, going to church are the priorities maybe that you're trying to get into your life. And so you've got to sometimes say no to some things. So maybe sometimes your kid plays 1 sport instead of 2 or 3. Maybe you have to say things like, you know what, that thing is really good, but it's not great for me. And you personally, and if you're in a family situation, you with your family have to decide what are the things that are going to be great for me. Let me tell you a few things that are universally great for everybody. Sleep. That sound crazy, but put a bedtime in your phone. Just do it. And don't let it leak. Don't let it leak. If you can put a bedtime in your phone, it will actually, you'll be like, you know what, I should go to bed. And you're sitting there watching Netflix and it's 11 o'clock and you're like, and you know you should be going to bed, but you're like, I just want to watch one more episode. If your phone sometimes dings at you and goes, Adam, it's time to go to sleep, you go, okay, when this episode's over in 5 minutes, I'm not starting a second one. Sleep is universally a good priority for you. Exercise is universally a good priority for you. So put it in there. 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. Here's the thing that I do, and that a few friends of mine and I have talked about that's so important. Put it in 5 days a week, and if you get 3 of the 5, you go and actually exercise 3 of the 5, you're doing really well, right? So exercise is universally great for every single person that walks on the planet. Your exercise is going to look different. Some people are going to lift weights. Some people are going to do CrossFit. Some people are going to run. Some people, it's just going to be a long walk. It doesn't matter, but getting out and getting exercise, that's what's important. Universally great. Sleep, exercise, calendar your meals. Sounds nuts, doesn't it? One of the things that we do as a family is we sit down and have family dinners. And we sort of kill 2 birds with 1 stone in that we have family time. We're making sure we're eating something healthy because we had to sit down at home. It wasn't us just ordering out. Calendar in your meals. Some of us, Guilty. Some of us will work so hard that we'll skip meals. Calendar in your meals. Calendar in your lunches. Decide. Like, here's one of the things I do. I block out 2 days a week that are my lunch days. And I know that on those 2 days, I can have a lunch counseling meeting, encouragement meeting, building somebody up, somebody that wants to tell me something that's going on in their life, somebody that wants to do something like that. I can say no when they want it on Tuesday because I know on Thursday, that's a day that I have scheduled for lunches. Calendar your lunches. That's a healthy practice to calendar when you're going to do meetings that are outside the norm. Calendar, if you're a Christian, and most of you that are going to watch this probably are because you're watching a church site, calendar your time with God. Calendar your time with God. I encourage you to be one of the very first things you do in your day. I know it sounds nutty, but I encourage you to calendar one of the first things you do in your day is to spend time in prayer or worship or Bible study or journaling, whatever it is that ramps up your time with God. Maybe it's you go for a walk and you pray while you walk, whatever it might be. Calendar that time. Put it in your calendar for 15 minutes. You can set like 15-minute reminders. It doesn't have to be an hour in your Google Cal. Do it for 15 minutes. Calendar the things that are going to make you healthy. As a Christian, worship makes you healthy. So I've said earlier in these talks, put on the service you're going to go to. Put it in your calendar every week on repeat, and you won't miss it. In fact, you might be on vacation. This is crazy. This happened to me. You might be on vacation. You don't even realize it's Sunday and your alarm goes off at 10 a.m. You're like, oh, I can turn on the stream and watch the message. Even though I'm on vacation and I'm on a beach for the next 45 minutes, I can engage with the service and engage with Jesus even though I'm on vacation because we don't take a vacation from God. Right? So universally, there's some things that are going to be priorities that will make you healthy. Exercise, sleep, time with Jesus, time with your family, time worshiping on Sunday morning. And if you do all of those things, I believe you're going to be getting the calendar for a healthier you. But here's kind of how I want to end. I want to end with kind of a charge to you. Take control of your calendar today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Right now, pull out your smartphone and put on it. Let's say you're watching it in the morning. Maybe put it at the end of your day, tonight at 6 o'clock. Or if it's your end of the day right now, maybe you say first thing tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., I'm going to restructure my calendar. I'm going to restructure my calendar so that I can be the healthiest person I can possibly be. I'm going to start putting in my meals. I'm going to start putting in my prayer times. I'm going to start putting in worship. I'm going to start putting in exercise. I'm going to start putting in rest time for just me. Some of us just need time for me. I'm an extroverted guy. My wife is an introverted woman, and she needs time for just her, to sit alone, time with her, time with God, time with space. Calendar that. Put in the things that will make you healthy so you can become the person you want to be. If you're like, man, I wish I read my Bible more, put in Bible time in there. I wish I read more books. One of the things I do is I put in time in my schedule of books that I want to read. I do a thing every year called 5 and 5. The 5 things I want to accomplish in the next 5 months. I do it. I give myself 2 planning months a year, and then the other 5 months of the year I do my 5 and 5. And one of the things I put in there is how many books do I want to read in those 5 months? Well, if I just say I want to read them, it may not happen unless I calendar it. I have to calendar when am I going to take time to study and to read those books to get them accomplished. And some of you might just be going, it sounds like a lot of work. Yeah, but it's invaluable to you. It's invaluable to you. So I want to just charge you. Do not miss the opportunity to change your life. Do not miss the opportunity to bring the chaos of your life into some kind of order. Do not miss the opportunity to become a healthier person in this next season of your life. So let me wrap up with this. We're going to give you a lot of resources here at the end. And I'm not going to put them in the video, but I want to tell you what you're going to have access to. You're going to have access to the block system. We'll have a PDF of the block system. We'll have a couple of examples of calendars that people have used. I'm going to try and find a couple of people to give you some calendaring testimonies that you'll be able to watch as well, because we want you to become healthier. The other thing we're going to have at the end of this, we'll have a survey of this class, what you thought of the class, what you've learned from the class, questions that you might have from the class, which you can always reach out to myself and to the team here, and we'll do our best to answer those questions for you. And we want to get like your feedback on how this went. And then here's the other thing. When you finish this class, what we'd love to have happen is you give us your name and your email, because 3 months from now, we want to check back in with you. We want to do a 3-month check-in and go, how is it going? Have you worked your calendar? Are you feel like you're becoming healthier? Are you being able to say no to things so you can say yes to other things? Friends, I hope all of this is helpful. But I know this, that if you grab your calendar, it can become the most powerful tool in your phone. It's more powerful than Facebook. It's more powerful than your Twitter. It's more powerful than your Instagram, your camera. It's more powerful than your email. The most powerful tool in your phone is your calendar, because it can order all of your life in such a way that you can become the healthiest version that you can become, so that you can become all that God has designed for your life to become. But if you don't start the calendaring process today, and you don't start working that calendar today, your calendar will always rule your life, and you won't be able to rule the time that you have in your life. So this is true. Maybe you've never thought about this before. There are 24 hours in a day. There are 7 days in a week. And most years, there are 365 days in a year. And we all have the exact same amount of time. It's the one level playing field in our world. I don't know if you knew that. Every leader, every business person, every student, every child, every parent of 5 kids, and somebody that's not even married, everybody is on the same level playing field, and we all have the exact same amount of time in our days. The question is, what are you going to do with it? The question is, what are you going to do with the time that is given to you? What are you going to do in order to become the healthier person you can become, to fulfill the destiny and dreams that God has on your life? Because I believe that God has destiny and dreams that He wants to fulfill through you, wants to use you to do amazing things in your community, in your city, in your family, with your friends. I believe that. But if you don't know where you're going to be, when you're going to be there, and how you're going to get to those places, and how your whole schedule is going to work together, your calendar will always rule your life instead of you ruling your calendar. And so, guys, I believe this. If you're on the same level playing field as me, you have the same power that I do to control your schedule. And so I would encourage you. Take it into your hands today. Take control of it today, either through your phone, through the block system, through a big desk calendar like we used to get from State Farm, right? And throw it on your desk and figure it out. Calendar your priorities. Use the power of that one word to change your entire day, so that you can say yes to the good things and no to the things that really are not going to make you into the person that you want to become. I hope this has been encouraging. Check out all the resources, fill out the surveys, let us know what you thought of the class. And I can't wait to see you next time. Well, we're going to do more online classes, friends. This is now, I think, our third. We've done a Connect class. We've done a Communicate with God class. This is now Calendaring for a Healthy You class. And we've got a couple more that'll be coming out very soon about prayer and about small groups. And I really hope that you're super encouraged by these. I'll talk to you soon and see you at the next class.